NXT Arena at Full Sail University here in Orlando, Florida. The future of WWE is poised to take over. The next stars of Raw or SmackDown come from right here in NXT. We are making history at NXT. And the opportunity for new superstars to illuminate the future. NXT is taking over the world.
Charlotte, you will be defending your NXT Women's Championship against Bayley.
I am more prepared than I've ever been in my whole life and my career.
Becky Lynch.
I am going to walk out the NXT Women's Champion.
And Sasha Banks.
It's finally time for the boss to run the NXT Women's division.
In a fatal four-way match.
No one will beat me. Whether they like it or not, they better learn to love it.
I never thought when you finally arrived.
Sami Zayn has done it!
And I finally arrived. That you would do that. You're gonna tell me why?
What I did at TakeOver wasn't personal. That NXT Championship means more money. That means a better life.
To TakeOver, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. You wanna see Sami Zayn kick Kevin Owens' ass?
And now, WWE Network presents NXT TakeOver Rival.
You are looking live at the NXT Arena here in Orlando, Florida. Guys, there are friends, there are foes, and then there are rivals. That is what tonight is all about. This is NXT Rival.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Tokyo, Japan, weighing 180 pounds, Hideo Itami.
And Hideo Itami greeted by a jam-packed NXT Arena as NXT once again takes over the WWE Network. Hi again, everybody. So happy to have you along tonight. Rich Brennan alongside Corey Graves and Jason Albert. And guys, we've been waiting for this for a long time. This is going to be awesome.
2 months ago, NXT redefined the sports entertainment landscape. And tonight, Rival, we keep going.
I'll tell you what, never has there been an NXT takeover with so much at stake. What a night we have ahead of us.
Well, right now we want to take you back to last week after falling in the semifinal match against Finn Balor. Hideo Itami was attacked by Prince Pretty Tyler Breeze.
Hideo, if I could just have a moment. Tough loss tonight in the #1 Contenders Tournament. I know it was very difficult for you out there and in the ring with a good friend like Finn Balor. What was that like for you?
Well, it was very honored.
You blew it! I could have beat Finn, and you ruined it! You ruined everything!
Hideo Itami getting set to go one-on-one with Tyler Breeze. And guys, Tyler seems to think that Itami blew his opportunity, right or wrong?
You know, I don't know if he blew his opportunity. Let's not forget, Hideo beat Tyler Breeze.
Look, everyone, it's Tyler!
Is it my eyes? When
You gotta be kidding me.
What on earth is that?
It's a selfie stick.
Could it be my walk or just my stare?
And his opponent currently residing in his seasonal residence in Rosalie Bay, Colorado.
Hey, what security is this? Whoa, 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 whoa. That's not acceptable right there.
You can't deny.
I mean, look at him. He didn't hate it. You wouldn't know anything about having beautiful women hang all over you, Albert.
Yeah, point, but Again, that's not acceptable.
They're dragging this this fan right in front of the announce table here. Tyler Breeze getting quite the reaction from some of the female fans here tonight.
Go ahead. I'll tell you, Tyler Breeze never ceases to amaze me. He created this situation. He got himself onto this live event. This guy always has tricks up his sleeve.
He actually went and got a selfie stick and had it all done up.
Of course he did. He customizes everything. That's his thing. He's Tyler Breeze, for God's sake.
Hideo Itami doesn't look too impressed.
Hideo doesn't understand the high fashion world.
Hideo Itami, one of the most talked about competitors to make his debut in recent months here at NXT. And going right after Tyler Breeze.
You think Hideo Itami's angry?
Of course he's angry. Tyler Breeze has already gotten himself in Itami's head.
And from day one, Hideo has been told he's going to be run out of NXT. First it was the Ascension who tried to run him off, and now he can add Tyler Breeze to the list.
I'll tell you, and he keeps proving people wrong. This is what this man does. He's only been here for 6 months. And
big corner clothesline by Hideo Itami. Well-placed knee to the midsection. Did you hear that kick?
Like I was saying, he's only been here for 6 months. It takes some time to get acclimated to the new style that's here. You got to figure his family's still in Japan. This is a new style here, and he's acclimating quite well now.
He doesn't need to worry about his family in Japan. He needs to worry about Tyler Breeze in the ring right now.
I think he is, and I think he's quite well.
I gotta give credit where it's due. Itami looks like he did his homework.
Combination of kicks. And Hideo lining up Tyler Breeze.
Smart move by Breeze.
I'll tell you, Breeze has been trying to escape all match.
Guys, some observers say we've only seen bits and pieces of what Hideo Itami's capable of.
I think I just saw bits and pieces of Tyler Breeze's teeth.
Did you hear the thump behind those kicks? Tyler Breeze may be out on his feet. Oh, maybe not.
And Breeze going after the leg.
Tyler Breeze didn't get to this point in his career without having a sound strategy. He knows exactly what he's doing between those ropes.
That was very smart right there.
Smart, look at this. He's taking away the legs. No legs for Itami, no kicks. That eliminates his offense.
Oh, referee checking on Itami, see if he's able to continue here in this matchup. I was just going to ask you guys, I mean, could this be a case of kicks versus kicks?
I tell you right now, it looks like Itami is in trouble. Tyler Breeze, relentless.
Certainly a sound strategy, take away the legs of Hideo Itami. You think maybe Hideo would have gone after the legs of Tyler Breeze? Got the supermodel kick, the beauty shot. You take away that that side of Tyler Breeze, what does he have, Corey?
Tyler Breeze is a complete package. He knows exactly what he's doing in the ring. He can adapt to situations. Tyler Breeze is more complete than he gets credit for. Maybe he's been lacking that mean streak, that ugly side, as I called it before. I think that's what he needs to be really successful.
You know, I think he's had that mean streak. Let's not forget, Tyler has been a #1 contender. He's had the opportunity for the NXT Championship. Granted, it's never been in a singles competition.
Oh, look at this.
Look
at this. Figure 4 on the outside.
This is what I'm talking about. Look how resourceful he is.
Dude, he's using the steel pole as a pendulum, bending that knee across it.
And he worked the 5 count. He waited till the very last second before releasing that hold, maximizing the damage.
Itami needs to create some distance right now.
Well, if you're Hideo Itami, what do you do right now?
Like I just said, he needs to create some distance. He needs to get his eyes on Breeze to see where he is.
Breeze continuing the assault on the leg of Hideo.
Look, as the match goes on, look how much more confident Tyler Breeze becomes. He's got Itami exactly where he wants him. What is this?
Oh, right in the middle of the ring.
Oh!
What a submission move.
maneuver, and Hideo may have to tap out. There's nowhere for Hideo to go, and he's thinking about it.
This is gut check time for Hideo Itami.
What kind of pressure does that put on the knee and the ankle cord?
The knee joint isn't supposed to bend the way it is right now.
Not just the knee and the ankle, the lower back as well. This is so painful. And he's got a long way to go to make these ropes.
Is that fighting spirit, though? We know Hideo Itami's known about.
Hideo able to work his way to the bottom rope. And there's Breeze again using the 5 count to the maximum.
That's a smart maneuver. You
gotta
can't get
figure.
disqualified there.
Look at Breeze's face right now. You got to figure he thought he was in a dominant position. He's amazed right now that Hideo was able to get to those ropes.
He's still in a pretty dominant position.
Guys trending right now on Twitter, NXT TakeOver Rival. Off to a great start. A lot of superstars from WWE tweeting about this event as well. We'll get into that later on. But right now it is Tyler Breeze who's in firm control of this match, trying to take care of Hideo Itami.
As you said before, Rich, Tyler Breeze has been close to the top of the mountain. He knows what it's like to be in the NXT.
Look at this! Is he going? No! Able to shimmy out into a cover. Breeze for the victory. And a kick out by Hideo. Oh! There's Hideo with a big kick. Supermodel kick on the counter. That's going to be all Breeze for the victory. And again,
oh my goodness, how did he kick out of that?
It's that fighting spirit on display. As I started to say, Tyler Breeze wants to be back in the NXT title picture, and he knows it begins right here tonight with TakeOver.
Take another look.
Oh, look at that kick, right? That connected. Check out Tyler's face right now. This is what I spoke about.
I don't know why Tyler's not making...
too aggravated right now. He needs to keep his composure.
He needs to make another cover. Itami's still out. Just because he kicked out once doesn't mean he'll do it again.
I think he's amazed that Itami actually did kick out.
Tyler Breeze right now maybe trying to figure out what he needs to do to put Hideo away. The always vocal NXT universe. Tyler Breeze.
Breeze looks like he's getting a little frustrated. He can't let this get inside of his head. He's in control right now.
Some verbal trash talk by Tyler Breeze that's carried over into Twitter as well.
Oh,
Jason
they have carried it over Twitter. Quote unquote, Tyler Breeze, only a matter of time before I run you out of NXT, Hideo.
Actually accused today of running away from Japan. So he's going to make him run away from NXT just like he did in Japan.
So he has talked the talk. Let's see if we can back it up right now.
Those punches don't look like they're having much effect.
I think it has an effect. It has an effect on Hideo. It's getting Hideo pumped up here.
Here comes Hideo. The combination. A forearm, a roundhouse kick to the gut. Hideo still favoring that left leg. Oh!
Looks like it works okay to me.
It looks pretty good.
Hideo Itami known worldwide for some of the strongest kicks in the business.
Wow, those kicks are carrying a lot of vengeance right there. Oh!
Like a baseball bat to the chest.
And right now, look out. Look out, Breeze is in a bad spot right here. We've seen this before.
Not the face, not the face.
Here comes Hideo! Hesitation, drop kick in the corner. And that could be all, let's see. Hideo, the running kick. Hooks the leg. Hideo Itami victorious. What a way to start off TakeOver.
Here is your winner, Hideo Itami.
I'll tell you, man, this is the Hideo Itami that I have seen in the past. Like I said, he's been here for 6 months. He's got his feet underneath him now. I just hope his knee is okay.
After attacking Hideo Itami last week, you almost have to wonder, did Tyler Breeze think this through?
He's got nobody to blame but himself.
Well, if he wanted a match, you got it. Tyler Breeze pulling out all the stops in this one, including this, using the ring post as a fulcrum cord.
I'm amazed that Hideo Itami was able to withstand that damage. I haven't seen Tyler Breeze use this before, but it was definitely effective.
And look at this super kick that landed right on the spot. I cannot believe that Itami kicked out of this.
Can't kill the fighting spirit of Hideo Itami, lining up Tyler Breeze in the corner, connecting with a drop kick.
And here we go, right to the sweet spot, the moneymaker, the face of Tyler Breeze. And that's all she wrote.
The general manager, William Regal, signed this match at the last minute, made it official during tonight's pre-show, and Tyler Breeze, well, Hideo Itami handed it right to him. The victory to start off TakeOver here tonight. Guys, take a look right now.
I'll tell you, there we see William Regal. He has done everything in his power over the past 3 weeks to keep Zayn and Owens from tearing each other apart. But tonight, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen soon.
Now, will Envy get the best of Kevin Owens, or will Sami Zayn's emotion be his own downfall? The NXT title on the line in our main event tonight at TakeOver Rival.
Introducing first from Brooklyn, New York, weighing 304 pounds, Bull Dempsey.
Bull Dempsey calls himself the Wrecking Ball, the last of a dying breed here at NXT. A bit of a throwback brawler. But guys, we go back to the #1 Contenders tournament match between Adrian Neville and Baron Corbin. And as Corbin seemed like he was in control of the match, Bull Dempsey came charging out.
Bull Dempsey begging to differ. He had something to say about that, and this caused Baron Corbin's first loss. And it wasn't just any loss, it was a loss in the #1 Contender tournament.
Bull Dempsey responsible for Corbin's early elimination from the tournament, and Baron wants revenge.
Well, these two have done battle before. Certainly no strangers to each other.
Better batten down the hatches. This one's going to be intense.
Kansas City, weighing 275 pounds, Baron Corbin.
Look at Baron Corbin. Hang on a second. This is different for Corbin charging the ring.
Let's not forget, this is not any typical match either. This is a non-disqualification match. No DQ.
Baron's not wasting any time trying to look for revenge.
Not at all. Anything goes in this no disqualification matchup. And guys, Baron Corbin, usually very methodical, the type of competitor who seems to make opponents conform to his style. It seems like maybe Bull Dempsey has changed that. He's forced him to well, maybe come after Bull in a way that he didn't want to.
I'll tell you, man, this is what Bull wanted. I asked Bull, what do you have planned right here? No DQ favor you. He said, without a doubt, I've lost twice. Man, I have nothing to lose, and a man with nothing to lose is dangerous.
Oh, my goodness, big suplex right on that ramp.
That will take a lot out of you right there.
When is the last time
is steel.
When is the last time you saw someone manhandle Baron Corbin like that? I've never seen it.
Right into the steel post. And remember, it's all legal. No disqualification.
You grow up in Brooklyn, you learn a few tricks. This absolutely favors Bull Dempsey right now.
Oh yeah, Bull Dempsey's used to beating people up in back alleys. This is in Bull Dempsey's wheelhouse right here.
I don't know why he's walking away, though. You can't give Baron Corbin any time.
I know why he's walking away. I know exactly why he's walking away.
He seemed to find what he was looking for right there. Oh. Another kick right to the gut, and it seems like Baron Corbin has played right into the plan of Bull Dempsey.
You figure Baron Corbin, to this point, has been used to short matches. This could play right into the hands of Bull Dempsey. The longer Corbin goes, we don't know how he's out of his element.
I'll tell you what I want to know is how much beating can Baron Corbin take? We haven't seen this either. We haven't seen Baron Corbin getting manhandled like this.
Lone Wolf versus the Wrecking Ball here at NXT, and right now,
advantage Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball, yeah. Bull Dempsey growing up on the mean streets of Brooklyn, New York, as you said, had to fight and scrap and claw his way for everything. He's had enough of Baron Corbin. Oh! But look out! There's the explosiveness of Corbin. Cover! And it power out by Dempsey.
That was over 300 pounds lifted about 10 feet in the air and driven right into the mat.
With ease.
Whew. I don't know if it was easy, but it was definitely effective. Corbin sort of leveled the playing field here a little bit.
For the first time in this matchup. Bull Dempsey. Oh, look out, there goes Corbin.
Corbin took himself out.
I'll tell you right there, there's a perfect example of Baron Corbin, how angry he is. He just threw his body to the wind, taking out both him and Dempsey to the outside.
Could that be an experience thing? Baron Corbin, you know, he's never been in this situation before. This could play into Bull's hand.
Oh!
As I just said.
Again, Dempsey using that size to his advantage, rolling Corbin back to the inside, and hang on a second.
Oh, we've seen this before.
Dempsey going to the top rope, maybe trying to put away Baron Corbin. Diving headbutt, diving headbutt, that's it. That's it. And a kick out.
Oh,
You gotta
my
be kidding
goodness.
me. No one kicks out from that. Absolutely not.
Look at Bull. Bull can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Now what does Bull Dempsey do?
He's got to dig deep into the well. I mean, he's got to look around the arena, and anything that's not bolted down, he needs to figure something out quick.
Again, a no disqualification match. Anything goes. And now Dempsey rolling Corbin to the outside, just kicking him along.
Oh, Baron Corbin is in trouble right now. I don't think I've ever seen him in this situation.
This is a key moment for Corbin. How does he react now? Can he stay on? Can he stay the course? Can he stay on top of Corbin, or is it going to backfire?
I tell you, it looks like he's staying the course right now.
You're right.
Dempsey sending Corbin into those steel steps.
I tell you, he referred to himself as a wounded pit bull to me. Be
Oh,
careful,
look
because he
out,
was going to
look
bite, and here we see it.
Dempsey grabbing hold of a steel chair, ready to put away Baron Corbin.
All legal, this is legal.
Look out, here it comes, and hang on! Oh! Corbin connecting, the end of days, hooks the leg, and Baron Corbin coming up with the victory.
Here's your winner, Baron Corbin.
I'm gonna say it, I'm amazed. Baron Corbin can take a beating and come on back and dish one out. Wow, I didn't see that coming.
I'm going to say it right now. All hail Baron Corbin.
And for the third time, Baron Corbin.
He might not be done yet.
Winning in explosive fashion, and hang on.
How's that for confidence, Albert?
Oh, I've never said Baron Corbin lacks confidence.
Well, he deserves it after a battle like that to be able to sit there victorious.
Almost mocking Bull Dempsey, kind of kicking him away. The intensity on the face of Baron Corbin. Victorious here tonight in this no disqualification match at TakeOver Rival. Guys, there is General Manager William Regal talking with NXT Champion Sami Zayn, and Regal doing his best to keep things in check for what is sure to be a very highly charged main event for the NXT Championship
the
tonight.
battle of Sami Zayn's life is a few hours away.
Hey, new subscribers, sign up for WWE Network now and get everything in February free, including
Welcome back here to TakeOver Rival. There is Becky Lynch getting ready for the fatal four-way matchup later tonight for the NXT Women's Championship.
You can't buy a women's title at Hot Topic. She's got to win it tonight.
There's Bayley, a lifelong dream. Could she achieve it tonight? She looks nervous, but I have faith in her.
And anxious Bayley getting geared up for the NXT Women's Championship match. Fatal four-way, first time later tonight here at TakeOver Rival.
lucha, 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 lucha.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the NXT Tag Team Championship. Introducing first at a combined weight of 370 pounds, Kalisto, Sin Cara, the Lucha Dragon.
And we welcome you once again live here from Orlando, Florida. We'd like to welcome all the new subscribers here, taking advantage of the free month of February on the WWE Network. If this is your first time seeing NXT, you have picked quite the night to tune in.
You're late to the party.
Right there, the Lucha Dragons, the former NXT Tag Team Champions.
And their opponents at a combined weight of 465 pounds, they're the NXT Tag Team Champions, Blake and Murphy.
What a month it has been for Blake and Murphy.
What a month. I believe that's a bit of an understatement.
Yeah, maybe a couple of weeks.
These guys have just stormed the scene.
Blake and Murphy first overcoming the Vaudevillains and then pulling off a huge upset to win the NXT Tag Team Championships, defeating the Lucha Dragons, who we take you back to a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago in fact, after challenging the Lucha Dragons, who were the champs at the time. Blake and Murphy maybe pulling off the biggest tag team upset since the Mulkey Brothers beat the Gladiators.
This is just a great example of ring awareness from Blake and Murphy. The legal man was tagged in. Kalisto didn't see it. We've got new tag team champions.
Maybe his biggest shock is Jon Stewart walking away from the Daily Show. Blake and Murphy coming up with the NXT Tag Team Championships. But the question here, was it a fluke? Did they get lucky, Jason?
You know, I don't know if they got lucky, but I feel like the Lucha Dragons possibly overlooked Blake and Murphy. Sun Tzu, The Art of War, know your enemy. And I don't think the Lucha Dragons exactly knew what these two were capable of.
Well, they've had time to study and do their homework. They're a lot more familiar. I'm going to be surprised if they pull it off again.
Here we go, guys. The NXT Tag Team Championship on the line. Blake and Murphy to the left of your screen. Sin Cara and Kalisto to the right. Blake and Murphy, the champions. Sin Cara and Kalisto, the Lucha Dragons, the former champions. And hey, let's not forget what Kalisto and Sin Cara did just a few months ago. Defeated the Ascension, who at the time had just completely blazed through everybody in the tag team division in NXT.
And they essentially did what Wesley Blake and Buddy Murphy did. They shocked the world. They shocked NXT. No one saw that coming.
That is Sin Cara. Trying to set the pace early in this one. Wesley Blake,
you know, and I said it
recipient of
before,
those chops.
I felt that Blake and Murphy were a little bit presumptuous, asking for a chance to tag team champions only after 2 matches. But as the wise man MLK said, you don't have to see the entire staircase. You just need to take the first step.
While you're over there quoting MLK, Wesley Blake's in there with great ring awareness, able to counter Sin Cara. That was brilliant. This is what I'm talking about. Blake and Murphy, while they may be relatively new to the scene, these guys are not rookies. They know what they're doing between the ropes.
Oh no, I see these two every day at the Performance Center. These two are not rookies. They work hard. They are students of the game. I don't know if there's a harder two men that work as hard as they do at the Performance Center.
Sin Cara trying to take over.
What really impresses me about Blake and Murphy is they do everything as a team. They are a team in every sense of the word. They travel together. They train together. Remember, guys, Sin Cara's been having some success up on Raw and SmackDown recently, but he hasn't been around Kalisto.
That's a very good point, Corey.
Head scissors takedown. You're right. Sin Cara having single success up at main event.
Oh, look at that.
Superstars, Raw. But how much does that mess with the chemistry with Kalisto?
There you go right there. Kalisto's not in his game. He was able to make the best of that situation, but rarely does a guy like Kalisto slip like that.
Well, you got to be adaptable. Kalisto still able to connect on that crossbody. Oh! Huge enziguri in the corner.
A very dangerous place right now.
Look at this!
Oh my!
Victory roll from the top. New champions here at Kickout.
Wow, I got to tell you, this is what's going to be very important right now for Blake and Murphy. They need to figure out how to carry through the ebbs and flows of this match right now.
They're on the same page, but I think they need to make a tag here. I don't know why Sin Cara's not pursuing Wesley Blake right now. He needs to capitalize. That was an unbelievable maneuver. There's a tag made.
Tag made the cowboy Wesley Blake, tagging in the Australian Buddy Murphy.
I don't know if that was a smart move by Sin Cara. They kind of let the momentum fade there.
I would not have allowed that to happen. But right back on top now.
That's Kalisto. And Buddy Murphy. Now tag made, and the challengers. Good teamwork here on the champs. Look out. Wheelbarrow senton. Cover. Sin Cara trying to put it away. And again, a kick out by Murphy. Again, the NXT tag team titles are on the line.
I tell you, I feel like Sin Cara needs to have a little bit more motion into that chance to win right there.
I'm going to agree
waited a minute. He waited a minute.
I agree. That sense of urgency needs to be huge right now. This is the NXT tag team titles on the line. The Lucha Dragons know what it means to hold them. They have to want them back, and it's going to take a little more effort from Sin Cara.
Blake and Murphy still an unproven lot here in NXT, despite holding those NXT Tag Team Championships.
I'm going to disagree with you there. They're wearing the titles to the ring. They don't need to prove themselves. As it stands, they are the champions.
Whoa! Look at that teamwork!
How's that for proof, Brennan?
Cover. Could this be enough? A kick out.
Wow, I don't think I've ever seen a move like that before.
How high in the air was Sin Cara? That was unbelievable.
Beautiful teamwork by Murphy and Blake. Let's take one more look.
Into a neck breaker by Wesley Blake. Wow, fantastic.
Right now it is the tag team champions who are in control.
And I think earlier we said that one of us said that they have to prove to the NXT universe. I feel like they do have to prove to the NXT universe. And I think they also want to prove it to themselves that it wasn't a fluke, that they are as good as they quite possibly could be.
Well, hang on, look at that. Buddy Murphy going for the victory. Just gets the 1 count. I mean, guys, let's not forget, for quite a while here, Blake and Murphy, they were sort of thought of as a stepping stone here in the tag division, weren't they?
It just goes to show you that one win can change everything in a career. These guys pulled off what shocked a lot of people, winning the NXT Tag Team titles, but the fact is they did, and now they're here at TakeOver Live on the WWE Network.
And we talk about it all the time, how important momentum is.
Tag made, Kalisto again, corkscrew, crossbody.
This is what you do not want. You do not want Kalisto to get things rolling.
Calls that the Listo kick. Oh! Spiking his opponent. Head first,
he's taking his time, though.
Cover him, Kalisto. This is not a time for cheerleading.
Buddy Murphy nearly had his head driven straight through the ring.
Oh, that was a golden opportunity missed, I believe.
You're absolutely right. Kalisto's got nobody but himself
Look
to blame.
out, here he goes, Salida del Sol, countered, countered. Countered again.
I don't know if you're gonna...
looks like they both want to make the tag right now.
You're not gonna outpower.
Whoa!
Wow!
Powerbomb, reversal, cover. And a kick out. Nearly new champions there. And look at this, crucifix. And again, Buddy Murphy able to shimmy out. Look at that pinning combination, reversal. Another reversal, back and forth we go.
They're both pinned.
What's going on?
Wow, they both had to make the save right there to make this match continue.
I think this is gonna come down to who makes the tag first. Both guys need to make a tag that could be pivotal.
Blake and Murphy, the tag team champions. Tag made as well by the challengers. Look at this, cover, hook of the leg, and again a kick out.
So impressed with the ring awareness of Blake.
Wesley Blake trying to go for the suplex. That's countered. Sin Cara trying to put it away. Whoa! Counter after counter.
Neither team is able to get the upper hand here.
The title's on the line here in this match. And
oh, look at the strength.
The strength of Sin Cara. Hold on, that's countered.
Oh my goodness.
Is that enough? Sin Cara.
These men are just bringing the best out of each other right here.
Tag is made.
Buddy Murphy. And look at this. Another one. Oh! That could be enough. New champions. And again, a kick out.
There was that momentary hesitation after the powerbomb by Sin Cara. You cannot give your opponent any time to recover if you want to walk out here with the title.
Has that been the story here, guys? Have the Lucha Dragons hesitated too much in this match?
I believe so. Yes, Rich, I do believe so.
Several times.
Look at that, Kalisto kick to the outside of the legal men.
Another tag is made.
Hang on, look out. Look at this. Running suplex. The tag was made. Blake with the frog splash. Perfect syncopation. And the champions retain.
Here are your winners and still the NXT Tag Team Champions, Blake and Murphy.
Well, there you have it. There's the proof you were asking for if you needed it. I didn't. I believed in these guys when they came to the ring, but they stand NXT Tag Team Champions, Blake and Murphy. The future is definitely bright for these two young guys.
And I hate to say it, Graves, but I absolutely agree with you. The future is bright for these two men.
Buddy Murphy and Wesley Blake.
The takeover isn't over. It's only just begun. Stay tuned. Next
Guys, what was that? I have no idea what that was.
I have no idea.
We'll find out next week. I have no idea what it was. I thought it was a problem with my monitor.
Welcome back once again here. NXT TakeOver Rival continuing. And, well, we'd like to welcome all of you watching for the first time on the WWE Network. And certainly we encourage you to tune in every Wednesday night. Brand new episode at 8 o'clock Eastern on the WWE Network. You don't want to miss it.
If you're new to the party, welcome. It's about time you got here. We're excited to have you. There's still so much more to come here tonight.
Yeah, including a match coming up here in just a few moments. What a matchup. It's going to be the #1 contenders match. And the winner of this one will face the winner of tonight's main event. But it is Finn Balor, Adrian Neville, two of the most talented, world-renowned athletes going toe-to-toe for the right to face the NXT champion. The NXT Championship #1 Contenders Tournament. You want an opportunity at the NXT Championship, you have to get it done. You only get one opportunity. Finn Balor, the first to advance.
Adrian Neville is moving on. Baron Corbin is alive and well in this tournament.
And Hideo Itami advances.
I don't care if you are the longest reigning NXT champion. You have got to be intimidated when you see the likes of Baron Corbin.
Sometimes raw power can beat experience, I guess. Hey! Whoa! What was that? That was Dempsey. That was Bull Dempsey.
Red Arrow all the way. And Adrian Neville advancing in this tournament. Hideo Itami, Finn Balor, one-on-one, both looking for an opportunity to become the #1 contender.
This is where Hideo gets very, very dangerous.
Counter after counter.
The playing field is even once again.
Look at that drop kick. And did you see Hideo Itami's head bounce off the turnbuckle? And Finn Balor moving on. The finals of the #1 Contenders Tournament. Balor versus Neville.
Adrian's someone who I've been friends with for a long time. We've both traveled almost parallel paths in getting here.
Finn Balor has been fighting his entire life, from Ireland to Japan, now here in NXT.
And I'm very aware of what Adrian Neville has done here in NXT.
None other than the longest reigning NXT champion.
His success was obviously something that inspired me, but that's all very superficial. Underneath it all, we're two very different competitors.
One of these two men will become the new #1 contender for the NXT Championship.
Becoming #1 contender, it's everything. Make no mistake about it, Finn Balor is here in NXT with one goal in mind, and that is to win the NXT Championship.
How much does Finn Balor's entrance alone get his opponents off their game?
The reason Finn Balor wears body paint and he has that entrance is to intimidate his opponent. But I will not be intimidated. Helps me channel the dark side of Finn Balor. When faced with a great challenge, one has to go to great lengths to ensure victory. When the odds are stacked against me, I prevail.
Adrian Neville is getting straight back up again, and I'll do that by winning this tournament and proving to the world that I am the most dominant NXT champion.
There's only one outcome: Finn Balor.
Right there, Adrian Neville, the longest reigning NXT champion ever, winning the title nearly a year ago, and the first NXT arrival. Held the title for close to 300 days, and there's nothing else that matters for him besides getting back to the top of NXT.
The following contest is the finals in the #1 Contenders Tournament for the NXT Championship. Introducing first from Newcastle, England, weighing 204 pounds, Adrian Neville.
Guys, it took a monumental effort for Sami Zayn to defeat Adrian Neville, capture that NXT championship from him, but you just said it, how much would it mean for Adrian to have an opportunity to get back into the title picture?
Adrian Neville has tasted the top of the mountain, and he wants back as soon as possible.
His opponent from Bray, County Wicklow, Ireland, weighing 190 pounds, Finn Balor.
Finn Balor says this lurid display helps him channel his energy, helps him focus. Meanwhile, Adrian Neville said he would not be intimidated by Balor, that this elaborate entrance will not throw Neville off of his plan.
I don't buy it. I feel like he has to be intimidated by him, because right out of the gates, Finn Balor is controlling the tempo. He's taking his time getting to the ring. He's making the anxiety build for Adrian Neville.
Look in the eyes of Adrian Neville. Does he look anxious to you? Does he look intimidated? Absolutely not. I talked to Neville earlier in the day. He said the key to getting through this tonight is he has to remind himself in the ring that as far as he is concerned, Finn Balor is just a mortal man wearing body paint.
And these two know each other so well. They competed against each other in Europe, competed against each other in Asia, and they actually both found success in Japan.
None of that matters right now because it only matters about NXT right now.
All that matters.
Oh, look at this. Balor trying to put Neville away early on.
Let's not forget what happens here. Winner becomes the #1 contender for the NXT Championship.
Will that champion be Sami Zayn or Kevin Owens by the time tonight is done? But guys, here we go. This is going to be an incredible matchup. These two certainly match up extremely well with one another. And no doubt a healthy bit of respect between these two. Neville said he and Finn have traveled parallel paths, but that's where the similarities end. Look at this. Sunset flip, roll through, drop kick. And Neville rolling to the outside. Smart move.
Absolutely, yes.
Adrian Neville defeated Tyson Kidd and Baron Corbin to make it into this #1 contender tournament final match. Look out, here comes Balor. Neville knew it was coming. Back into the ring. Whoa, what a drop kick by Balor.
No, ladies and gentlemen,
I tell you.
Neville rolling to the outside.
You got to figure Adrian Neville keeps rolling outside to gain his composure.
Hang on, look out, Balor. Oh, again, Neville knew it was coming. Neville, springboard drop kick. #1 contendership on the line, hook in the leg, and a kick out by Balor.
This is why Adrian Neville was NXT champion for so long. He's out to prove that he's the greatest NXT champion of all time. Since he lost to Sami Zayn, it's been eating at him day in and day out. He wants to get back on top of the mountain where he feels he belongs.
And I agree with that. You said that. You got to figure the pressure is huge on Adrian Neville right now. He claims it isn't, but after being bested by his good friend, Sami Zayn, at Our Revolution, you got to say the pressure is huge right now for Adrian Neville.
Finn Balor defeating Curtis Axel and his former tag team partner Hideo Itami to earn this opportunity.
I said in the pre-show, this match could come down to who gets to the top rope first. It needs to be, it's an aerial assault. Which guy can get there first? That could be the difference here.
A bit of a slow pace to start this match. Both of these guys known for their high-flying ability. Jason, we thought that it might be a battle for the top rope, but with the slow pace, who does it favor?
You know, they know each other so well. It's just, in my opinion, who makes the mistake first.
Cover, Neville. And a kick out by Balor. Both competitors here seem to be a bit tentative, and like you said, maybe waiting for the other to make a mistake.
These two know each other so well. They've got each other so well scouted. It's only going to take one mistake. The entire world is talking about this. Balor versus Neville is trending worldwide right now on Twitter.
WWE superstars getting involved as well. Daniel Bryan tweeting earlier on saying he can't wait for Balor versus Neville and Owens versus Zayn. Right now it is Adrian Neville, the former NXT champion, in control of this matchup. Again, he held the title for nearly 300 days. It's hard to believe that it's been nearly a year since Adrian Neville won that NXT championship at the very first live special here from Full Sail.
It was an impressive reign, absolutely. But to that point, is Finn Balor still relatively unproven at this level? I mean, he's been impressive what we've seen, but he's not held a title for 300 days.
No, he's unproven in NXT, and he's made quite a big statement since he's been here in NXT. But believe me, Finn Balor is proven throughout the world.
Oh, look out. Oh! Finn Balor says he taps into almost a dark passenger. Look at that drop kick by Adrian Neville. This brings out another side of Finn Balor.
Doesn't matter what side's out right now, it just got drop kicked in the face.
Man, Adrian Neville can strike so quickly. It's so impressive. Again, the pace is still a little slower than maybe we would have thought.
We know Adrian Neville can work at a slow pace. We've seen him in there. We've seen him grind out.
Beautiful suplex. And Balor able to kick out. #1 contendership on the line in the right to face the NXT champion. Whether that be Sami Zayn, whether that be Kevin Owens, we'll find out later tonight.
We've seen Adrian Neville go 25, 30, 35 minutes in these matches. We know he has the endurance. I don't know about Finn Balor. Maybe he does, but we haven't seen it yet.
Man, you got to look at Adrian Neville. He looks a bit frustrated to me, and you can't figure he thought this was going to be easy.
Take another look at this drop kick. Oh! Adrian Neville can change gears so quickly, Corey.
You're absolutely right. That's what makes him so dangerous. That's why he was NXT champion for almost 300 days.
I think we're talking about a slow pace here. I'd like to call it a cautious pace. I think they don't want to make a mistake. Because other will capitalize.
Are you honestly watching these two guys talking about caution? If there are two men that are absolute daredevils in the world, it's these guys in the ring right now.
And look what they're doing right now. They're taking their time. They're wearing each other down. Like you said, it's a battle for that top rope.
Oh! Nasty kick right to the face by Neville. Look at that. Enziguri in the corner, and down goes Neville to the outside.
Is that the mistake I was speaking of right there? Big opportunity right now for Finn Balor.
He got caught last time he tried this.
Tried twice. Neville caught him. This time, here comes Balor. Huge tope.
He's got wings on his back, and right there, he did some flying.
But at what cost? He took a flight, but he might have done more damage to himself.
I'll tell you, what's on the line right now is the #1 contendership. There's a big cost.
And Adrian Neville's in the ring first.
And Adrian Neville's in retreat mode right now.
Neville rolled right back out. Let's not forget Adrian Neville, as we've seen in the past. He's not above taking shortcuts if need be.
Look at this.
It's not a shortcut if it's smart.
Balor stalking Neville. Oh my God, right into the barricade. Right into the barricade. What a drop kick by Balor. My goodness. And Neville could be out cold. Balor
this is the big opportunity.
Hang on to the top rope. Finn Balor sizing up Adrian Neville. Look at that!
Right to the back of the head.
My God, that could be enough. New #1 contender, Finn Balor. A kick out by Adrian Neville.
Wow, Balor's mind is in a scary place right now.
Why isn't he capitalizing? He's got Adrian Neville half conscious. It's his fault for wasting all this time. The #1 contendership is on.
Take another look at this. Finn Balor stalking Adrian Neville, connecting.
And look at the height, look at the stomp right on the back of the head of Adrian Neville. How he kicked out, I have no idea.
That's how much this #1 contendership means. And hang on, look at this. Look at this. Balor. Oh! Gonna go for that reverse lifting DDT. Neville countered it. And now here come the kicks of Adrian Neville. Shifted into another high gear. Whoa! Pele kick! And now Neville counters with a huge kick of his own.
I don't know if he got all that Pele kick right there. That might have helped Neville.
I wouldn't say it helped Neville. They're both flat on their back. The playing field's even. The #1 contendership is on the line. Who gets to their feet first?
Look at this. Connecting with a kick to the back of the head, and Neville almost on instinct. Connecting with a super kick.
Yeah, that Pele kick caught Neville on the shoulder, which allowed him to deliver the super kick.
Both competitors are down. The referee to the 5 count. Competitors have till 10 to get to their feet. What do these guys have left? Will Neville to his feet first. The match will continue. Look at Neville! Big German suplex.
What power. See the torque and snap on the back of the neck of Finn Balor.
Oh, Balor's in trouble.
Neville
Balor's
going for another one. Going for another one. Cover, is that enough? #1 kick just got his shoulder up.
Adrian Neville was a heartbeat away from walking out of here as #1 contender.
Check out Neville. Check out Neville's face. Frustration setting in. How did Balor kick out 2 German suplexes in a row?
It could be argued that Adrian Neville's wasting valuable time here.
Oh, hang on. He's setting up Finn Balor in the corner. Neville climbing to the top. You know what he's thinking. Whoa! Corkscrew from the second row. Cover! And another kick out.
How about Balor? How does he find it in him to kick out 2 German suplexes? A second rope swanton aerial flip. I don't even know what you call it. How does he have the wherewithal to kick out?
Maybe it's that doorway down the dark hallway in the depths of Finn Balor's mind, but wherever it comes from, it's keeping him alive right now.
It's all about the #1 contendership. The opportunity to compete for the NXT title.
You gotta figure Adrian Neville smells it right now.
Like you said, Corey, it appears that Balor may be tapping into that dark passenger that we talked about. There's a sling blade!
But Finn has to capitalize now. He cannot give Neville this much time to recover.
Neville still stirring. Finn Balor on his way. What a lariat!
Did you see the power behind that?
Turned Adrian Neville inside out. And look at this. Balor going for it. Lifting DDT. #1 contendership. And somehow Adrian Neville stays in this match.
Maybe
How?
Adrian Neville's tapped into somewhere in his own mind, but I don't even know what to say right
How?
now.
I don't see how either of them are kicking out from what is being done to them.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. Neville flat on his back.
Uh-oh. We know where he's going.
This
Corey
is all
Graves, you
about,
said it earlier.
and Neville knew it was coming. All about that #1 contendership. Each guy doing whatever it takes. Look at that! Neville connecting with an enziguri. Oh, hang on a second, Adrian Neville.
Oh, no. We talked to who gets there first.
This could be it. If Neville hits this, it's all over. New #1 contender.
Battle for the top rope. Oh! Huge kick to the back of the head, and now Neville. Going to the top, Red Arrow. On its way. Target acquired, here he comes, and my God! Look at that, the counter by Balor. Oh!
He kicked out.
Wow!
He kicked out. How did Adrian Neville kick out of that?
Where is he finding the energy?
Somehow Balor got the knees up. Countered it. And look at that drop kick. Back of the head, planted into the turnbuckle, and hang on, here comes Balor for the #1 contendership. Finn Balor connects. Coup de grace. And Balor's your new #1 contender. Have you ever seen anything like it?
I'm amazed right now. Like, I knew these two had a voracious appetite for being the best, but boy, did they deliver. They both left it all out there. Hats off to both men tonight.
It just goes to show you how much one chance at the NXT title means. These two superstars left it all in the ring. I'm still amazed at how they've survived this long. That was one of the most incredible matches I've ever been privy to see.
8 men started. In the #1 contenders tournament, Finn Balor, the last man standing, defeating the former NXT champion, the longest reigning NXT champion Adrian Neville, in a match that I'm sure we will look back upon at the end of 2015 and say that this one set the bar, guys.
We said it at the outset of the night. NXT continues to redefine sports entertainment, and what better example than Finn Balor and Adrian Neville tonight.
Well, now that we know who the #1 contender is, we still have to find out who will Finn Balor face. Will it be Sami Zayn? Will it be Kevin Owens? We will find out later tonight in our main event.
There's some unfinished business here between these two. What's going on?
there. These two men, so much respect for each other. We've said it before, they know each other so well. Hats off to both men. But the new #1 contender, Finn Balor.
You can see the disappointment in Adrian Neville's face, the excitement that Finn Balor must be feeling right now, off the charts, but I have a feeling this isn't the last time. Somewhere down the line, these two will meet again.
Guys, let's look at how this match unfolded. Look at the dive by Finn Balor, putting his body on the line.
Look at the speed and bad intention with that kick right there.
Sending Neville through the barricade, and Neville still survived.
Here's the fight in the first stomp on the back of Adrian Neville's head. How he kicked out, I still have no idea.
And the Pele kick followed up by a super kick by Adrian Neville. Adrian now to the second rope. That corkscrew moonsault from the second rope and the frustration continuing to build for the former NXT champ, Corey.
Adrian Neville did anything and everything he could to get through this match. The knees up at the last second, countered the red arrow. We thought Finn Balor had it, but he didn't. Adrian Neville kicked out of that. But it all ended right here.
To the top rope. Look at the height of Finn Balor connecting with the coup de grace. The new #1 contender to the NXT Championship. Take a look at him, Finn Balor, victorious here tonight at TakeOver Rival. Guys, take a look right there at Sasha Banks. She calls herself the boss. A 1-4 opportunity tonight to become the NXT Women's Champion.
There's the champion right now, but let's not forget she's at a disadvantage.
All four combustible elements ready to collide tonight with the NXT Women's Championship on the line in a fatal four-way.
Natural selection! Natural selection for Charlotte to cover, and that's gonna do it. The women's champ retains. Charlotte retains!
Charlotte retains the NXT Women's Championship.
No one is better at competing than me. I'm the greatest athlete in the game.
I know what it takes to beat Charlotte. I've done it before.
Sasha wants what Charlotte has.
I am the baddest diva in this business.
Charlotte putting the NXT Women's Championship on the line against Sasha Banks. Sasha turning things around. Becky Lynch interfering in this matchup. She just got Sasha Banks disqualified.
This isn't a friendship, and I'm gonna do what I have to do to get to where I want to go.
Sasha pushing Becky away, but now ganging up on the champ. Bayley coming in to clear out the ring.
Everybody is really just here for themselves to get to the top. So I need to do the same thing.
Bayley to Bayley, my goodness!
Ladies, it seems as if we have some unsettled issues at NXT TakeOver. Charlotte, you will be defending your NXT Women's Championship against Bayley, Becky Lynch, and Sasha Banks in a fatal four-way match.
I like putting my title on the line because I'm a fighting champion. But I'm the best athlete in that ring.
I made Becky tapped out. I have embarrassed Bayley. I have pinned your women's champion.
I don't have any friends in that fatal four-way, and it'll make it that much easier to beat every single one of them.
Ever since my change in attitude, I have been unstoppable.
I will be walking out your new NXT Women's Champion. Because if you're gonna do it like a boss.
My title reign isn't luck, it's natural selection. I know I am gonna walk out the NXT Women's Champion.
Her title run ends now.
At NXT TakeOver, I will finally extinguish Charlotte's flare.
No one will beat me. Whether they like it or not, they better learn to love it.
One, Bayley, who looked quite anxious earlier on tonight when we saw her getting ready. But guys, she knows that this is the potentially her night. And there they are, the wacky waving inflatable arm flailing two-pin.
The following contest is the Fatal 4-Way Divas match scheduled for one fall, and it is for the NXT Women's Championship. Introducing first from San Jose, California, Bayley.
Bayley said a few weeks ago, this is her Sami Zayn moment. She's finally found the spark that she's been missing. She's more prepared than ever, in her words, than she's ever been.
And her opponent from Boston, Massachusetts, Sasha Banks.
Guys, Sasha has had multiple opportunities, but how many more opportunities can she get?
I'll tell you, I don't know how many more opportunities she can get, but I tell you what, she's so cunning. I believe that this is a master plan falling into place for Sasha tonight.
You said it, Bayley's huggable. You can be huggable as you want. The fact is, this is Sasha Banks' night.
And from Dublin, Ireland, Becky Lynch.
Guys, Becky Lynch might be the wild card here tonight. I gotta ask the question, what has she done to deserve this title opportunity? All she did a few weeks ago was cost Sasha Banks her title chance.
Whatever she did, she's in the match. I mean, I might not like her personally. There's nothing authentic about her as a human being, but she has got talent. She belongs in here just as much as anybody. She could walk out of here NXT Women's Champion. Unless she makes herself dizzy first.
Would you stop shaking your head, Corey?
From the Queen City, she's the NXT Women's Champion, Charlotte.
258 days ago, Charlotte became the NXT Women's Champion. She calls herself the most genetically superior diva in WWE, the most gifted athlete here at NXT. The daughter of the Nature Boy Ric Flair, the Hall of Famer, 16-time world champion. Guys, I don't think that Charlotte has had to face a challenge like she has in front of her tonight.
You're right, this is a huge challenge for her, but Jason, we had Charlotte on the pre-show, and you looked in her eyes just like I did. Did you see a bit of doubt or disbelief in her eyes? Charlotte believes she's walking out of here NXT Women's Champion.
So here we go, guys. Fatal 4-way matchup for the NXT Women's Championship. First competitor to gain a pinfall or submission becomes the champion. So there's no advantage for the champion in this match.
No championship advantage. She has a 25% chance of retaining her championship. But what she said on the pre-show was, to them, it's a championship opportunity. To me, it's another chance to show why I'm the most dominant female in the game.
But don't forget, guys, there's no countouts, there's no...
Bayley from behind trying to pin the champ.
No countout one. No countouts, no disqualifications. The old saying that Charlotte likes to say, like Daddy, to be the woman, you've got to beat the woman. That's not the case tonight.
Oh, to the outside. And Sasha.
I wonder, is there an alliance right here?
Now, Sasha and Becky, working together here early on. Look at that, Charlotte going back first. Guys, the LED board on the ring, I think they just broke it.
Well, a human being's body was just thrown into it. Are you surprised?
And this is the alliance I spoke of right now.
Look, they can be, there's no alliance. They're all here fighting for the same thing, the NXT Women's Championship.
You gotta figure these two had a game plan. They took out Charlotte and now they're ganging up on Bayley.
What, are they gonna share the championship, Albert?
I didn't say the alliance would work.
Becky has said before that it's an alliance, it is not a friendship. It is all about business. Make no mistake, all four of the ladies in this matchup have one thing on their mind, and that is becoming the NXT Women's Champion.
Wow. I still feel like there's not an alliance right now, Corey Graves. They're working well together right now.
Oh, look at this. They can't pin them together.
Where's your alliance at, Albert?
There it goes.
It is every diva for herself in this matchup tonight.
Becky Lynch needs to stand up for herself. She has an opportunity here just as much as anybody else.
Oh, look at this. You were just talking about it. Whoa! Pump handle suplex.
Fantastic power by Becky Lynch.
Becky with a big opportunity right now.
Oh! There's Becky Lynch with a leg drop. NXT Women's title is on the line, and Becky Lynch maybe with the opportunity to take the championship right here. Cover, hook of the leg, Becky for the win, and a kick out. Let's take another look at this suplex by Becky Lynch moments ago. What strength by Becky Lynch.
Absolutely impressive, but after the suplex, she looked down at Sasha Banks, and Becky Lynch said, "It's my time." She must believe that.
Oh, she believes it. I asked her, she said, ever since my attitude changed, I've been unstoppable.
Dragon screw going after that injured left knee.
But she's never,
Bayley.
She's never had 3 other divas trying to stop.
Oh, look at this.
Oh, hang on, submission maneuver.
Could we have a new Divas champion?
Oh, look at that. It's Sasha Banks in to break it up, and right as Becky Lynch was getting on a roll. Oh!
That's the thing about these fatal 4-ways. You have to neutralize everybody. A submission might not be the most effective way to win because it can be broken up, as you just saw.
Yeah, it kind of makes yourself vulnerable, doesn't it?
Talking about neutralizing, Charlotte is nowhere to be in sight. She was thrown into the LED board.
Guys, we talked earlier about some of the WWE superstars. Oh, look at that. Sasha trying to go for the double knee drop. Becky out of the way, down to the top rope. Here she comes. Big drop kick.
It's a huge opportunity for Becky Lynch, but she needs to capitalize.
Cover, now here comes Charlotte in to break it up. I want to mention this quick. The WWE superstars tweeting, watching this tonight here on the WWE Network. Sheamus saying earlier the Irish are coming. Finn Balor victorious earlier tonight and now pulling for Becky Lynch in this one.
That's good. Maybe Sheamus can hang out with Becky Lynch because I don't want to.
Neck breaker by the champ. Cover, trying to put Sasha away, and there's Becky Lynch to break it up. Meanwhile, WWE Diva Paige saying good luck tonight, especially to Bayley. Didn't expect to see Paige pulling for Bayley, did you?
That's well and all, but Charlotte in total control right now.
Another big neck breaker by the champ. Is that enough? There's Sasha again to break it up. Fatal 4-way matchup. First diva that scores a pinfall or a submission will become the NXT Women's Champion. Right now it is Charlotte. Charlotte throwing the right forearm.
But the boss is going toe-to-toe with the champ right now. You've got to be impressed with that.
No doubt. Oh, trying to make fun. Oh, make fun of Charlotte and the Nature Boy, Ric Flair.
Very well scouted by Sasha Banks.
You got to figure, was that on purpose?
Absolutely, she got out of the way. She didn't want to get speared.
Look at this, here comes Bayley. My goodness! Wow, what an impact! Charlotte with a big kick to the face of Bayley. Bayley to the outside.
Charlotte's the last one up. She needs the cover right now. Cover somebody.
Standing tall.
This is a huge opportunity.
Going after Sasha.
She wasted too much time.
Sasha sending the champ into the corner. Turnbuckle slowed her down so she didn't go full force into the steel post, but still quite an impact.
Sasha needs to capitalize here. Sasha's now the only one up. This is the time when you have to take advantage. You're not going to get many opportunities where all 3 other divas are neutralized like this.
Well, I believe she's about to take that opportunity.
No. Very precarious position.
Oh, no!
You gotta be kidding me. Sasha Banks lining up Charlotte and Becky. Look at that! Connecting with the double knees. Cover for the championship, Sasha Banks! And Charlotte able to kick out, now going after Becky.
This could be it.
Cover after cover with the championship on the line. Sasha starting to get frustrated.
She can't get frustrated. She's pinned Charlotte recently. She knows it's possible.
Oh! Big suplex by Bayley.
This could be a big opportunity for Bayley right now. The champ is in trouble. The champ is in trouble.
We've seen the aggressive side of Bayley here in the last couple weeks. Connecting with corner back elbows. ponytail, you know it's coming. Bayley is on fire.
4 back elbows in the corner. The champ is in trouble.
What's Bayley gonna mind here? Look at this, Bayley to the top rope. Oh my God!
Bayley con Lana.
Come on, Bayley. Come on, Bayley.
And look out, Bayley connecting, Bayley to belly. Bayley's gonna win it. Bayley's gonna win it. And Becky Lynch able to break up the cover. That could have been it. Oh, look out. Oh, there's that nasty side of Bayley. Guys, it's been a long time coming. It has been a long time coming, but it is somewhat refreshing to see Bayley embrace this side of herself.
I tell you, I'm loving it. Can this dream come true? This dream since she was 12 years old. All she ever wanted to be was to be a champion.
Oh my God!
Sasha Banks wants to be a champion too.
Guys, this gives the champ some breathing room. She can maybe recollect herself here.
What is the champ thinking right now?
It didn't look like she had relaxation in mind, Rich.
Talking about catching your breath, rethinking your strategy. Oh, hold on, Charlotte going high risk. Charlotte taking out all 3 competitors. Whatever it takes with the Women's Championship on the line. Let's take another look.
Look at the height. How much does this mean to Charlotte to put her body on the line like that, taking out all 3 competitors?
She knows she doesn't have the championship advantage she normally does, so she's taking them all out at once. She is determined to walk out of here the same way she walked in as NXT Women's Champion.
She's got to get one in the ring to win.
Charlotte sending in Becky Lynch. Oh! Now Becky, wait a minute. Look at this! Beautiful suplex. Becky Lynch for the title. Hooks the leg and Charlotte kicks out.
Could you imagine, Rich, if we had to come out here week after week and watch Becky Lynch headbang with that Women's Championship around her waist?
I love it.
I bet you would.
Your skin would crawl, wouldn't it?
Oh, the champ right now, she's in big trouble right now. Becky Lynch needs to capitalize. She's doing a good job of it. Oh, we've seen her try this earlier.
Oh, look out, Sasha. From the outside, Bayley pulling Sasha away. Now Bayley getting involved. Look at that, kick to the back of the head. Whoa!
Wow! Bayley with the German.
And hang on a second. Charlotte perched on the top rope. Here goes Bayley again. And look at this. From the top rope. Bayley to belly from the top. New champion here. And my God, here comes Sasha again.
The champ still has fight there, possibly.
Sasha Banks for the cover. Is that enough? And again, a kick out. Can you believe what we just saw? Charlotte just took a Bayley to belly from the top rope.
Look at Sasha. Sasha can't believe it. How did the champ kick out? Where is she finding this energy?
And look at this. Crossface, crossface. Submission maneuver applied.
Can the champ hang on?
The champ has a long way to go to get to those ropes.
Sasha Banks. Now kicking Bayley and Becky back down to the outside.
Very smart by Sasha right there.
Hang on a second again. Center of the ring.
Look at the torque.
Championship is on the line. Sasha Banks with the crossface. Locked in. Charlotte crawling, clawing, trying to make her way to the bottom rope.
So close, so close. The rope does not break it, though, don't forget.
It won't break it. And look at this. Guys, what does Charlotte do? What does she do?
Look at the torque. The body's not supposed to bend like that.
The championship is on the line here and still some fight. Look at this. Cover. And that's it.
She did it. The boss.
Sasha Banks is your new NXT Women's Champion. Jason Albert, you said it earlier, a master plan by Sasha.
You know, I said it before. Sasha Banks, one-on-one with the champ, the former champ, had trouble. She got it done tonight, though, when two other women were in the ring with her.
You don't have to like her, but you must respect her. The Boss, this was the biggest moment of her life.
And here they took the champ out early. Right into the LED, shut the LED lights down.
Look at this, Sasha, Becky, and Becky with a beautiful pump handle suplex. They thought that they might work together. That proved otherwise, guys.
The Boss knew exactly where she was going. Double stack, double knees. She had her eyes on the title the whole time.
And Charlotte. At the time, the NXT Women's Champion, Bayley getting involved. And look at this here. Bayley to belly, we thought that might have been it. The match would continue as Becky Lynch was there to break it up. And on the outside, look at Sasha Banks putting her body on the line.
Good for her. And how about this? How did Bayley not get it here? Bayley to belly from the second rope.
I have no idea how Charlotte survived that.
But the Boss would lock in the submission maneuver and then roll Charlotte over. The crucifix for the victory. Sasha Banks has done it. Your new NXT Women's Champion.
What a moment for Sasha Banks. This means the world. She's worked her entire career for this very moment. It has got to be sweet. Well done, Sasha Banks. Did you expect anything less from the Boss, the new NXT Women's Champion? That, my friends, is swag.
Sasha Banks has done it, winning this fatal four-way match for the championship.
Getting. You can take a swing at my ego. You can make a run for my crown. Even if your stare makes me nervous, you ain't gonna take us down. There'll be no need for crying. Like the phoenix we will
WrestleMania is why everybody is here at NXT, all hoping to get that WrestleMania moment. But guys, the reason that we are here tonight at Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida, is this upcoming matchup. The tension's been building throughout the night. We're just moments away from what is sure to be an emotional battle as Sami Zayn defends the NXT Championship against Kevin Owens. That matchup is next.
I walked in with a plan, which worked out beautifully.
Kevin Owens has been waiting 14 years for this opportunity. It is his night to shine.
I wouldn't have missed this match for the world. And I didn't just watch it backstage on the monitor. I creeped out through the curtain so I could feel the audience. And I welled up. I welled up with tears.
And Kevin Owens with the victory here tonight in his debut.
I would say I was as excited for my debut as I was for Zayn versus Neville.
Sami Zayn! Full overkick! Sami Zayn has done it! He is the new NXT champion!
I was so happy for him. Still am. I'm still really happy for Sami.
The NXT locker room coming out to congratulate Sami Zayn and his best friend, Kevin Owens.
After all our friendship had endured up until that point, that he could still kind of give me that nod meant a lot to me personally.
What a night for these two friends. This has got to be surreal for those two guys at the top of their game.
I should have seen the whole thing coming. I really should have. I waited for that spotlight for 14 years. I wasn't gonna wait at the back of the line. I traveled the world for 10 years with Sami Zayn. All the places that you hear Sami Zayn brag about, I've been there too. And it was all to ultimately end up here though. But they called him first. Sami stole me and him getting here together. And at one point, I'll admit, thinking that this wasn't gonna happen for me. Everything I ever did out there was about getting me here, and it was the same with him. I think the honest to goodness truth is we were on the same path, and he got married and had a kid, and I think that's when things really changed for us. All he has to worry about is himself.
I never thought that on a night like our Evolution, when you finally arrived, and I finally arrived, that you would do that. It's moot now, because at TakeOver, I'm gonna beat the hell out of you. I'm not wrestling one more match unless it's against Kevin Owens.
I'll fight anyone and everyone, but I fight for a prize. That is the prize. That means more money. That means a better life.
He was never gonna do it for non-title, because that was his plan all along. He ruined more than a moment. He ruined a friendship, he ruined a lot of things, I don't know, but I just know I'm gonna hurt him. He hurt me and I'm gonna hurt him.
You wanna see Sami Zayn kick Kevin Owens' ass?
Kevin Owens is going to win the NXT Championship 2 months to the day after his debut. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the NXT Championship. Introducing first the challenger from Maryville, Quebec, Canada, weighing 266 pounds, Kevin Owens. And his opponent from Montreal, Quebec, Canada, weighing 212 pounds, he's the NXT champion, Sami Zayn.
This is why we are here. Sami Zayn, the NXT champion, against Kevin Owens. Guys, this is going to be emotional. This is going to be intense. The NXT Championship on the line. Sami Zayn winning the title 2 months ago, but had a celebration cut short after being attacked by Kevin Owens. And in Sami's own words, he should have seen it coming.
Yeah, I feel like he should have seen it coming. He's been friends with him for such a long time. He's traveled the roads with him. You learn a lot about someone when it comes to that. I personally feel like it's a little bit deeper than what we're seeing on the surface.
Kevin Owens is going to the outside, and guys, Owens has been masterful in his manipulation of Sami Zayn.
He's manipulated more than Sami Zayn. He manipulated General Manager William Regal into making this a championship match. He's been in this company for 2 months. 2 months ago at the last TakeOver was the first time we ever saw Kevin Owens in an NXT ring. Now he's headlining TakeOver live on the network.
The NXT title is the prize, the decision by pinfall or submission.
So this is what Sami Zayn needs to do. This is early 2014 Sami Zayn. He didn't know how to harness this anger, but he's doing a very good job of it right now. He's not letting the head games of Kevin Owens get into his mind.
It's early. Nobody knows Sami Zayn's mind better than Kevin Owens. I remember when I first got into this business in the Pittsburgh area, I used to hear stories about these guys in Canada. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, they were doing all sorts of big things. There was a buzz about these guys. I can't believe I'm actually going to witness them face off in an NXT ring right now.
Sami's got to keep his cool.
Oh, look out, here comes Sami Zayn. Look out, over the top, over the referee. My God!
Sami Zayn didn't want to wait.
So much for keeping you cool.
And Sami Zayn taking the fight to Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn is an angry champion. He is an angry man.
Sami Zayn is not an angry man. Kevin Owens made Sami Zayn an angry man.
That's exactly what Kevin Owens wanted, wasn't it?
It could have been, but looks like right now Sami Zayn's doing a good job of harnessing that anger and taking it out on Kevin Owens. Much deserved.
I suppose the question for Sami Zayn tonight is, which Sami Zayn do we get? The hungry Sami Zayn, the guy, oh my goodness!
You see his chin snap back right there.
We get the champion who can control his emotions, but my God, Kevin Owens connecting the corner with that clothesline. Kevin Owens insisting this is not personal. It is business. It is about the championship and connecting again in the corner.
This is a man that's feeding his ego, in my opinion. Does that look like business to you right there, Corey Graves?
Kevin Owens has an opportunity of a lifetime. The NXT Championship is at stake right now. He knows it's going to take everything he's got to beat Sami Zayn.
Oh, what an impact.
got to look at.
Take another look at this. Owens bringing everything at Sami Zayn. You see Sami pop up in the air, Corey?
It was 260-something pounds coming right in the neck and chest of Sami Zayn.
You know, look at Kevin Owens. You almost feel like he's enjoying this a bit.
What's wrong with enjoying the fruits of your labor, Albert?
You know, nothing is wrong with that. But, you know, in our business as men with a lot of bravado, there's difference.
Cover for the championship. A kick out by Zayn.
There's a lot of men in this business that talk about doing something. Kevin Owens backs up what he says. He has that instinct for the jugular.
Right forearm connecting the cheekbone of Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens, as you said, Corey, seems to be enjoying it. As usual, the NXT Universe behind Sami Zayn. Cover for the championship, and again, Zayn able to kick out. Kevin Owens, again, claiming that this is about a better life for his family. More money. Better life for his kids, for his wife. Sami Zayn not buying it, said Owens plays games, he strings you along, but what truly drives him is selfish motivation. His motivation is himself.
This is where the size advantage of Kevin Owens comes into play. He's wearing down Sami Zayn. We've seen what Sami can do from the top ropes. When the pace quickens, that's where he excels. Owens is doing his best to stop that.
And if anyone knows the blueprint of Sami Zayn, it's Kevin Owens.
Take another look at this. Owens launching Sami Zayn into the turnbuckle. It almost seems piece by piece, Owens is set to dismantle the NXT champion.
He claims he had a master plan, and it's working out beautifully. 2 months to the day, and here he is in a championship match against his one-time best friend.
And you have to credit Owens. He said he waited for the spotlight for 14 years. He wasn't going to wait at the back of the line. I mean, what's wrong with making an opportunity? You hear it all the time. Take that chance here in WWE. Kevin Owens again connecting, cover, and again a kick out. This match trending worldwide on Twitter. Would you expect anything less?
We've always said this before. I don't know if there's a man more resilient than Sami Zayn. And right now, it's being tested.
It has been all Kevin Owens in this match. Sami trying to fight back.
Sami digging deep right now.
And again, Owens able to cut him off.
Oh!
My goodness! Draping Zayn right across the top rope for the title. Hook of the leg and a kick out by Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens.
This is smart, right back to this hold, wearing Sami Zayn down, slowly but surely putting his weight on Sami. Let's take another look at this. Just imposing his will, tossing Sami Zayn. Let's take another look at that from a different angle.
Oh, see Sami just bounce back off the rope
and then knock the wind right out of Zayn.
NXT Championship is on the line. Sami Zayn has held the title for 2 months. Kevin Owens challenging his former friend after ruining the celebration after Sami won the title. And executing his game plan perfectly. Grinding down Sami Zayn, keeping him on the mat, slowing him down.
Kevin Owens doing a masterful job of controlling the pace.
Sami again trying to get back to his feet. And look at Owens again. Look at that! Beautiful back suplex. Is this enough? Hook of the leg, center of the ring, and again a kick out.
Kevin Owens has done an amazing job of getting inside the psyche, inside the head of Sami Zayn. He's just imposing his will. He's doing what he wants to Sami Zayn right now.
Picking apart the NXT champion, sending Sami to the outside. Listen to that chop. Gotta get Sami back inside the ring, though. He's not gonna win. Oh! Not gonna win the title on the outside.
Exactly, great point. This is what is for business, or is this personal? And I'm starting to lean towards personal. There's something here.
There's a little bit of mocking right there by Kevin Owens. Nothing wrong with having a little fun when you're beating up your former best friend.
You see Sami just, almost like he's shadow boxing, slapping Kevin Owens, and again Owens connecting. Rolling back in to break the count and right back after the champ.
Sami Zayn isn't shadow boxing, he's striking out. He's throwing everything he has at Kevin Owens, and Owens knows him just a little too well.
In close, Lariat, my God, another one.
Inside the ring, outside the ring. Kevin Owens is taking it to Sami Zayn. He's not giving him a minute to breathe.
Owens again for the championship. Hook of the leg, is that enough? And again, Sami able to stay alive as Kevin Owens continues to pick apart Sami Zayn.
And he's enjoying doing so.
Oh! Owens is stomping into the chest of Sami Zayn. Guys, we can't say it enough. He is enjoying this. He is enjoying tearing Sami apart.
Uh-oh.
Oh, no. My God!
What a gut buster.
And look at this. Huge senton for the title. Hook of the leg. Owens trying to put Zayn away and again a kick out.
There's the resilience of Sami Zayn. That was almost 270 pounds right down onto the ribs and chest of Zayn.
I don't think I've ever seen anyone so methodically pick apart Sami Zayn.
Because you've never seen anyone that knows Sami Zayn better than Kevin Owens. Let's take another look at this. This gigantic gut buster. Oh, all the wind right out of Sami Zayn. He might have cracked a rib. And then here's 260-something pounds right down on a prone Sami Zayn. I can't believe that didn't end it right there.
And Owens just continues this assault, this onslaught of the NXT champion.
Look, I think I saw a bit of a smirk right there.
Guys, let's be honest. We haven't seen domination like this since Brock Lesnar dominated John Cena at SummerSlam. This is the same sort of thing.
And Sami's got to be seeing double or triple at this point.
You got to admire the heart of Sami Zayn, still swinging with whatever he's got left. But look at this. This is decimation.
Whoa, Sami back to his feet, connecting with the clothesline. They're still fighting the champ. Sami might be staggered around, but he's throwing everything he's got left at Kevin Owens.
This is the first offense of really any kind we've seen Sami Zayn mount tonight.
Big opportunity for Sami to regroup right here. There's no one that feeds off the NXT universe quite like Sami Zayn.
Yeah, but is the NXT universe enough tonight? We haven't seen Sami in this much trouble, maybe ever.
Well, we both have agreed he is one of the most resilient superstars we know.
Oh, look at that, sending Owens head first into the steel steps. And Sami Zayn ready to dish out some payback to his former close friend. The man who ruined his championship night at TakeOver Our Evolution. Now Sami rolling back in and going to the outside. Owens trying to take back over. Sami rolling out, and here he goes! Connects with a clothesline!
Kevin Owens did not see that coming.
NXT Championship is on the line in this matchup. Sami Zayn, the champion. Kevin Owens, the challenger. Here comes Zayn, and connecting with a back elbow is Kevin Owens. Misses. Look at Sami Zayn trying to set it up. Blue Thunder Bomb! Blue Thunder Bomb for the championship! and Zayn unable to put Owens away.
How? How did Sami Zayn dig deep enough to find the strength to complete the Blue Thunder Bomb?
Let's take another look. That's a ton of weight. Sami Zayn exhausted, able to get Kevin Owens up for the Blue Thunder Bomb. That almost had it, but there's still fight left in Kevin Owens.
Guys, the point is Kevin Owens kicked out. Kevin Owens staying in this match. My goodness!
Oh my goodness.
Connecting square in the chin. Kevin Owens.
How's Sami Zayn on his feet? He's out. Sami Zayn doesn't know where he's at right now.
Oh, look out. Here comes Kevin Owens. Line it up. Sami Zayn in the corner. The cannonball. The cannonball for the championship. Owens can win it right here. Is it enough? Again, Sami resilient, staying alive. Somehow getting the shoulder up.
Barely. He barely got that shoulder up. He's running on instinct at this point.
Oh, no.
We've seen this before.
Kevin Owens. Look at that! Oh my God! That's gonna be it! Kevin Owens for the championship! And somehow again, Sami Zayn able to get the shoulder up.
Yeah, I got a question.
What was that?
Let's take another look at it. I don't know what you call it. It was Sami Zayn head and neck first across the knee of Kevin Owens. I have no earthly idea how Sami Zayn kicked out of this. It was just by an eyelash.
I don't know how he kicked out, and you know what? I don't know how much more he can take.
Guys, the question, the longer this goes on. Oh no, look at that! Owens trying to go for the pop-up powerbomb, and Zayn coming up with a drop kick, and look at this! Half and half suplex! Sami Zayn set to retain the championship! Is that it? And again, kicking out is Kevin Owens. I was gonna ask a second ago, would the referee have to think about stopping this match? It appeared that Sami was down and out.
Sami Zayn digging deep. Kevin Owens, I can't believe he kicked out right there. He landed high on the back of his head.
Yeah, but was that everything that Sami Zayn had left? Sami Zayn is exhausted. He's been beaten down the entire time. Did he just waste his last bit of energy on that last maneuver?
As long as Sami Zayn is on his feet, as long as the champion is on his feet, he still has fight left.
Sami Zayn sending Owens head first.
Owens is in a precarious position for the first time in this match. I don't know what Sami Zayn's got in mind, but I imagine it's not good. I spoke too soon. How's that for ring awareness?
Very clever.
Whatever it takes.
What's Owens got in mind? Looked like a light bulb just went off.
Owens struggling back to his feet.
Oh, this is not going to end well for Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn flat on his back, and Kevin Owens climbing to the top, but Zayn back to his feet. Sami Zayn, the champion, setting up Kevin Owens.
Owens has too much fight left in him.
This is a dangerous position for both men. Very dangerous.
Owens connecting with a headbutt. Owens from the top rope, look at him. Perched up high, here comes Owens! Oh my God, and Sami countered it! Sami got the knees up!
You gotta wonder how much did that take out of Sami Zayn? That's a lot of weight coming down on the knees.
That would have been all done for Sami Zayn if Owens connected with that. Here comes Owens again, and look at Sami! Setting up! Exploder suplex! Exploder suplex!
We know what comes next.
Sami Zayn setting up for the hell of a kick! Here he comes! And Owens able to get himself out of harm's way.
Brilliant move by Kevin Owens. It may have been instinct, but he got out of harm's way before Sami Zayn ended it all.
And to the outside, to the outside. No! No, no, no! Sami able to grab
Smart
the
by
ropes.
Zayn. Very smart by Zayn.
Kicking at Kevin Owens, and here comes Zayn using the ropes. My God, what an impact! And Sami whacked his head on the ramp.
I think they both banged their heads pretty hard there on that steel ramp.
They absolutely did, but how much does the NXT Championship mean to Sami Zayn? He's willing to sacrifice everything.
Look at Sami using the ropes, springboard, and look at Sami connect.
Oh, look at how bad his head smashed up against that steel grate.
Look at Sami Zayn's eyes.
I mean, he's checking to see if he was busted.
But he still has fight left.
Sami Zayn still with fight. The champion doing whatever it takes.
I said it before, the champion is on his feet. He still has fight left in him. And Sami Zayn, so resilient.
This has been an absolute battle. It has taken so much out of both of these men, but hang on. Sami Zayn lining up Kevin Owens again, and perhaps the Helluva kick on its way.
But Sami's having trouble getting his balance here. This isn't Sami Zayn.
Oh my God! No way! Pop a powerbomb! Pop a powerbomb! Oh! Guys, I thought that was it.
Sami Zayn's in trouble. Sami Zayn is in trouble.
That momentary hesitation of getting his footing, getting his balance, that cost Sami Zayn right there.
You know what? I think that jump over the top rope may have really hurt him.
Look at Sami Zayn's eyes. That's not the fire. That's not the fight we see in Sami Zayn time and time again.
The official checking on Sami Zayn to make sure he's okay.
Look at the absolute malice behind Kevin Owens, throwing those right hands. He's not waiting for Sami Zayn. He's not concerned about the well-being of Sami Zayn. He wants to win.
He needs to be careful he doesn't get disqualified, but this is what sets Kevin Owens apart from other men. He sees the blood in the water, and he's going in right now.
Owens again continuing the assault.
Oh, Sami Zayn's in a lot of trouble. Sami Zayn's in a lot of trouble.
Vicious.
What an uppercut. Sami Zayn, what does Sami Zayn have left? Look at these shots to the back of the head.
Referee having to pull Owens off of Sami Zayn's. The champion hung up in the ropes.
I can't get a look in his eyes, but they look glazed over right now.
Kevin Owens continues the assault. I mean, this is malice, viciousness.
Kevin Owens is looking to swell Sami Zayn's face shut. Look at the net. Look how nasty these shots are.
The ref's got to think about this now.
What's he thinking about? This is an NXT championship
Come on, Sami.
match.
Get up, Sami. Come on.
Again, the referee.
We got the trainer out here.
He is beating the hell out of Sami right now.
Oh no, again, Kevin Owens grabbing hold of Sami Zayn, and again a powerbomb! Sami Zayn was being checked out by the medical staff, and not again, another one! Owens covering Sami Zayn, and
Wow. That's got to be instinct alone, but how much heart does Sami Zayn have to be able to kick out after that? Enough is enough, Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens with another powerbomb.
That's three. No.
Again. This is, my goodness.
Just end it, Owens. Just pin him and get it over with.
This is business, or is this personal?
Referee pulling Kevin Owens off of Sami Zayn. Oh my God, Kevin Owens. Am I seeing what I think I'm seeing?
Due to the referee stopping the match, Kevin Owens is your new
Sami Zayn was rolling at this point of this championship matchup. Kevin Owens dominating from that point on. I mean, just pure malice and avarice on the part of Kevin Owens.
Again and again to the back of the head, the neck of Sami Zayn. How he kept kicking out that many times, I have no idea.
Last gasp effort right there by Sami Zayn.
Getting the knees up. It was enough to turn the tides, but then they turned right back.
Guys, this is the turning point of the match. Look at Sami's head bounce off of that steel ramp.
I know a thing or two about how that feels, unfortunately, and that was the beginning of the end for Sami Zayn.
And we thought that this might have been it. The first of what would be many power bombs. And guys, I'm still in shock right now. Power bomb after power bomb. Owens going for another one in the...
You could see the referee waving it off, saying no more.
Whether you like it or not, Kevin Owens has captured the NXT Championship after the referee determined that Sami Zayn was unable to continue.